Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on sample space. In probability, the list of all possible things that can occur for any particular event is called the sample space. It is represented by the capital letter S. For example, the following is the sample space when a coin is tossed. So here we have a coin which we saw in a previous lesson. When you toss a coin, you can either have a head or a tail. So the sample space is all the possible things that happen, and this is how you write it. S equals, with those types of brackets, H comma T, because they're the only things that can happen. Number two, the following is the sample space when a die is tossed. The word die is singular of dice. Dice is the plural, which means two or more. Die means one of them. The sample space here are the individual numbers from 1 to 6, because the die is a cube and it has the numbers from 1 to 6, one of these numbers on each of the faces. We use NS to denote the number of possible outcomes in the sample space. So NS means the number of possible outcomes in the sample space. So for the coin, NS equals 2, because you only have a head or a tail. For a die, NS equals 6, because you've got 6 possible numbers. Let's look at some examples. For each of the following, list S and then calculate NS. So the first one, choosing one of the days of the week. So S will be a listing of the 7 days of the week. We don't have to put the whole 7 down, but we know we go from Monday to Sunday. The number in the sample space is 7. They're two very important bits of information when we have to work out any problem to do with probability. The next one, choosing a letter from the alphabet. The sample space starts at the letter A and ends at Z. The number in the sample space is 26 because there are 26 letters. Choosing a number from 1 to 10. There are the numbers from 1 to 10. There are 10 possible choices. Choosing a colour from the following spinner. So here's a spinner. This arrow spins around. You have 5 colours, and here they are. So that's the sample space. The number in the sample space is 5 because there are 5 colours. Picking one of the seasons at random. The sample space is spring, summer, autumn and winter. The number in the sample space is 4. And the next one, guessing an odd number that is less than 10. Okay, so the sample space will be the odd numbers that are less than 10. The number in the sample space is 5 because there are only 5 odd numbers that are less than 10. Let's look at these interesting situations. Find the sample space for each of the following examples and calculate the probability that the required event will occur. Number 1. What is the probability of choosing Tuesday at random from the days of the week? So the sample space, as we saw earlier, was from Monday to Sunday. The number in the sample space was 7. The probability of picking Tuesday, because there's only one Tuesday, so the probability of picking a Tuesday is 1 over 7, because there's one Tuesday and there are 7 possibilities. Number 2, choosing a vowel at random from the letters of the alphabet. Here's the sample space, the letters from A to Z. The number in the sample space is 26. The probability that we pick a vowel is 5 over 26 because the vowels are A, E, I, O and U, so there are only 5 of them. So that's why that's the answer. Choosing a prime number from the numbers 1 to 10. The sample space are the numbers from 1 to 10. So the number of possibilities is 10, but the probability of choosing a prime is 4 out of 10 because there are 4 prime numbers out of the 10. Remember, in a previous video, we saw that 1 is not a prime number. So the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5 and 7. That's why you have 4 out of 10, and that can be simplified to 2 out of 5. And finally, picking one of the seasons at random. So here are the 4 seasons. So that's the sample space. The number in the sample space is 4. If we're asked to pick one of them, one of the seasons, the probability of doing that is 1 over 4. So this video has introduced us to the very important idea of sample space when we're dealing with probability, and S represents the sample space, which is all the possible outcomes. NS represents the number of possible outcomes in the sample space, and when we have those two bits of information, then we can work out the probability of a particular event occurring.